It's not illegal. It's against the guidelines.
It's against the guidelines. You can't, and the guidelines are weird. You can't have you can play, but you can't show the URL.
Interesting.
Yes,
weird.
that's what someone got
I've
in trouble
seen-
for because they would play and they'd show it all the time because people will make videos about it and it's fairly common, but you can't actively promote gambling,
Right.
so you can't show the URL, but you can play.
Yeah. Like people know.
hmm
I get it.
Fun fact,
That's awesome.
guys.
Um,
Also, I hit 10 subscribers on
hell
Twitch.
yeah.
Hype. It took me like 3. It took me
Dude,
however
it takes
long
a
I've been on
long
Twitch.
time.
So
I'm
long.
still at like 19 or 20, and I've been at it a year.
It's
You'll
kind of.
probably
I
grow
feel
a
like
lot
it's
quicker
kind of
because
exponential.
your
though.
social media is like fire.
I'm trying to get back on it. I got off. I need to edit our last 4 episodes of the Wonder Tiers of this and upload it to our podcast.
Yeah.
And I need to edit around the podcast and stuff and take some stuff off so it's a little more like, I don't know,
Cohesive.
cohesive, because right now we got like 3 different things on there.
Yeah.
Um
No, I get it. No, I think you're killing it, dude.
yeah, I gotta keep working at it, and then I think that's really it. And then I've just been having to make time for it. I'm like, for all this stuff, because right now I've just been super sleepy. And I was talking to Abby before. I was like, I don't know. This week's been rough. Like I've just felt way more like down.
Mm.
And I'm just like, I gotta get my freaking groove back.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully a good D&D session will fix that, my dude.
Dude, that's what we I was trying to prep. I do need you guys to roll me a D100. I need each of you to roll a D100.
Ooh, give me a second. Let me go grab mine.
I got a 16.
So
All
Sorry.
I got these new die, and I'm gonna hold them up to the camera, but I'm not sure it's gonna like show
Ooh.
well.
Sparkle.
So they're purple, but they have koi painted on the inside,
Ooh.
and it's like liquid fill, so that like swirls around with like this like glittery swirl. Is so freaking pretty. Sierra got
Very
these for
cool.
me for Christmas.
I have been
Loaded
waiting for this for so long.
Oh hell yeah! Oh, and I got my ears pierced. I don't know if you can see them, but yeah.
Yo.
I got a 60.
Good for you.
I was like, I gotta get more hardcore. How do I do that? Ear
Yeah, dude.
How do I do that?
I don't think you
36.
need to get hardcore, but I like it.
That's what I'm about.
I always like you right where you're at, Brandon.
Sometimes I wish it was me in that white dress, not Michelle.
Sometimes I wish it was you in that white dress.
I understand.
Best response. Best response.
Michael, we'll
That's
have a weekend together.
Yeah. It's not too late, Mike. It's not too late. Bring me in. We can throuple this.
I'm getting a huge inheritance if this checks out. I'm doing it for us.
I'm not doing this for us. Oh my god.
Gee,
That's
I need you to roll me a D6.
Okay. A 4.
All right.
I'm sorry. I've read that wrong. I am on roll 20.
A 60.
Thank you.
I rolled a d20.
What is wrong?
You rolled a d20.
How'd you get a 60 if you rolled a d20?
No, you rolled a 100. So 36, 60.
Yeah, I rolled a 36.
Michael, I can't say that word, but it asked if I'm on roll 20, not roll a d20.
Wow.
Oh. Just a little
I'm
bit of
that
that
guy.
dyslexia kicking in.
Mm,
Yeah, let's go with that, guys.
There you go. I was trying to keep it PG.
Keep it PG.
yeah, I've been trying to keep my Elden Ring stream. I've been trying to keep my stream, like my language down. But I've been playing Elden Ring, and I'm not going to lie, I've let some F-bombs slip.
That's fair enough, though. Like with Elden Ring, though.
Yeah,
That's
I was
it,
gonna
Michael.
Oh,
That's
God. What?
Only F bombs. That's it.
That's it, dude.
Bleeping, bleep, bleep, bleep. Son
Yeah,
of a
I
beep.
I'm like fighting some boss and I get got and I'm like, oh shit.
Neighbor.
Neighbor.
Okay, hang on. I don't think that's what he's trying to say.
Mm,
Okay, hang on.
Yeah,
Hold
I've
up.
already gotten I'm currently stuck. I'm not stuck in Elden Ring. I can beat him, but there's a stupid ass knight that I'm like, you're the reason why I went strength and vigor. Because he just hits so fucking hard. And I'm like, yeah, I miss that sometimes.
You said vigor, correct?
Hmm.
Oh my
With
god,
the V.
Connor.
Yeah.
Stop.
With the V. But I'm making a Dex Arcane build this time around. So I'm hopefully going to use more magic, and I use dual daggers. It's been
That's
pretty fun. Pretty fun. Got a little rogue.
a little magic rogue.
Yeah, it's kind of what made
You're
me
like a blade
inspired my
singer. That's kind of what you are.
kinda. He's very I don't know, he's just fast. I haven't used any of the magic yet though. And he's not very charismatic.
That's fine. Blade singers aren't charismatic. So you said that your next character was going to be a what was it? It was a
Satyr Bard Rogue.
yeah, that's nice. I
That
have
would be
all
fun.
kinds of stuff whipped up. I've got a blade singer. I've got an eldritch knight. I've got a warlock. I've got all kinds of fun stuff cooked up.
I'm playing a bard at the moment.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to go back to I wanted to try a bard with like a couple dips into rogue. I thought would be fun.
You'll be able to do everything. That's like a skill monkey.
mhm.
Yeah, he's very skill monkey-esque.
Take the skill expert feat, get another one.
And more.
Another one. Ooh,
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah.
But I thought being a satyr would be fun. And then I was talking with JC, and JC was saying I think he had a Rune Knight build.
Yeah.
And then it got me thinking. I was like, dude, we could totally be Hercules. Like I could be Phil, he'd be Hercules, and I'm
Mhm.
like his coach. So whenever he like picks people up and yeets them, I'm like, don't forget to pose.
Yeah.
Like use your legs, not your back.
Yeah.
Like that's my bardic inspiration.
That's really funny.
I thought that'd be pretty great. That he's like a coach
That
for
is fun.
heroes.
He needs to be like a giant's barbarian or something. Like something that's really good at like just absolute contests of strength. Just eat
Yeah.
everything.
But I just thought that was like that kind of changed it a little bit than what I had in mind. But I was like, oh, that'd be
Yeah.
like pretty fun because Phil was a satyr in the Disney
Yeah.
Hercules. So I was like, oh, that'd be kind of fun to be like just like a coach.
That would be fun. Yeah, Connor played the Rune Knight build that I had, and I have to say that's still like one of my best creations.
I don't know, dude. I really think the bag holder is still pretty good.
The bag
Belnor.
holder's really
I never
good.
got to see Belnor in action. Well, I
The
guess a
bad
little bit.
man.
We got because like I joined the session with Hollyfield, that the Druid. Is that what he
Mhm.
was?
Yeah, I
Was he a
think so.
cleric? Yeah, he was a druid. Circle of Stars, and like we played like that one session, and then I wasn't able to join the next one or something. So
We
I only
haven't
got
done
to
it.
see Belnor a little bit.
No, we haven't fought Slifer the Sky Dragon yet.
The bagman was ready to dominate the monster.
It's a very strong build. that is a power build to build.
That is a power build. It's good though. It's fun.
Yeah. Fortis, that was the Rune Knight.
Fortis was
It's
good.
like I couldn't remember his name for a second, but yeah, Fortis was.
Yeah.
That's still a very strong build.
Yeah, I know. I just felt like it was rare, but I was like, oh yeah, I want to make a new character. I was like, I'll make this. This looks like
Yeah.
it'll be fun.
Guys, I'm always ready.
Yeah, dude.
I
Don't
say
worry about
that. I'm not really, but I'm pretty good at
It's only
making stuff
just
up.
now. It's only just now 7 p.m. too.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. When are we gonna fight Margit the Fell?
What?
He's the first boss in Elden Ring. He's a skill check.
Oh.
He's a ye who are not worthy shall not pass.
They literally designed him to be like, hey, this is like the first big boss you encounter. Because you have to beat him to like progress. And he's designed to be a skill check. Because they're like, if
That's
you're not
awesome.
good enough, they're like, get back out there and like start grinding, like get good.
Figure something out.
Yeah. Not gonna brag, but I did beat him on my first try with
Hell yeah.
my new character.
Hell yeah.
But I've also fought him many times, so I was a little aware of what they were trying.
You know, the patterns and stuff.
I remembered some of his patterns, and it also helped that like I actually went out and grinded first, and I got my character like pretty high up there, to where like I was hitting him. I was hitting him hard, but yeah, it was still challenging, still good.
Have you-
But now it's just like not even a boss, just like this giant knight in a closet that's fucking wrecking my shit. Takes me out in 3 hits. I'm like, bro.
A night in a closet.
Dude, it is. You open a door and it's all dark in there, and you're like, you see like a little glowing item. You're like, ooh, I'll go get it. And then you get in there and you're just in this tiny little closet. This knight walks around this wardrobe and he's like, the fuck you doing in here? And he just like wrecks your shit.
That's hilarious.
He's awful. I hate him. I also respect him, but I hate him. If I was a wizard, I'd be instantly dead. I'd have 0 progression.
It'd be 1 hit, not 3.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Have you done
I-
any more of like? I remember watching your stream, and I'm like with the rolling and stuff, because without a shield, you really do have to get good at timing your rolls and everything
Correct.
too.
Yeah.
I'm like, and especially moving left and right, like
God.
because moving backwards is not a good strategy all the time in Elden Ring.
Not all the time, no. And actually, I fought one of those tree guardians.
The
uh,
ends.
Basically the ends, but worse. But they actually, I learned, I had him memorized really well because I got stuck. I think Brandon was there. It was one of my very, very first early streams.
It was a
Oh.
big poison dude. You had the jellyfish.
Yeah, and it was still just like a pain. But I was able to like, I've memorized their attack patterns, but he has attacks that I have to dodge left or right. And then he has attacks I have to roll back. And then he has one I actually have to jump. I don't have to jump, but I can. I can jump to avoid it and hit him in like response. So the jump mechanic's been pretty. I've used it a lot more in this build. I'm a lot more mobile. Because I used to be able to just tank hits. I could just hold my shield and be like, tank, tank, tank. Okay, my turn. But now I don't have a shield. Life is hard.
Sad.
I just got a little health bar. Just a little health bar. Just leave me alone.
I think one of my favorite characters I made was the tiefling that the Leonidas beat the shit out of.
He was fun. He
Yeah,
was fun.
he's a good character.
I honestly I liked that campaign too a lot. I liked the setting. I like these snowy settings because
Dude, I love winter settings. I love them
Very
so much.
I have in
Oh.
Connor on the Saturday when I'm running. They just met Santa Claus.
I was gonna ask how that was going. The winter themed one that you asked for ideas for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I took JC's one. I know he was joking around.
Which one
Connor.
did you say?
Connor, I need you to take off your headset. So I took JC's idea, and I do have Santa Claus,
Nice.
who, and they found basically where he's like building this Christmas tree, and the ornaments are all filled with demi-liches.
Nice.
Mm.
So it's like all these little demi-lich things, and he's going to tell the party and be like, you know, because I'm going to do kind of a check on their like alignment and stuff because they want to be good, but they're all chaotic goobers.
Right.
And he's gonna be like, you know, you guys are good. I have a whole town that's on my naughty list.
Jesus Christ.
But they don't know that. And he's going to be like, I need you to guide my sleigh tonight.
And he's saying
Just gonna
SLAY.
be a caravan mission.
That sounds
Oh,
really
God.
fun.
That's hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and one of them's a druid, but he's a he's a Loxodon, but he's the mammoth one,
That's
and
kind of fun.
so he's technically large, and then he's like, so what can I turn it into? I'm like, anything you see. He goes, so can I be like just turn into like a small spider? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, but we assume you got 1 hit point, you know?
Yeah.
And he goes, fair enough. I'm like, we just give you base stats. And he almost got eaten by a bird
Nice.
because he failed a stealth check as a spider.
He would just explode the bird though as soon as it did damage.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
But the bird
Peck
don't know
damage,
that.
and then he just boom.
The bird doesn't know that.
Bird don't know.
Yeah, bird don't know that. Bird's like, tasty spider.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands
Okay.
real quick. I just spilled
Sounds
bourbon on
good.
myself.
I like these new
Okay.
tools on Roll20. These are
Yes,
nice.
they're very good. I'm very excited for those. But I'm going to get me another cup of coffee, then we'll start.
I guess I'll get me a sodies. Michael, be better.
It's born better.
Send you the thing I sent Connor on Instagram because it's actually the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Is it the cum roulette?
Yeah, did I already send that to you?
Yeah, we talked about it.
God damn it! All right.
No.
Wait, who did you talk to about it?
Thought it was you.
Oh,
Yeah, because you were in Vegas, and I said, bet everything, put it all in black or
Oh.
something.
that's right. And then I sent it to you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I just sent that to Connor because I was like, he needs this. If
Yeah.
he's playing some online poker, I'm like, yeah, he needs a.
He don't
Needs
need it.
to-
He's already. I don't know why I put this microphone in front of me. That's a habit. I gotta go play
Oh.
Magic tomorrow night. I built a
Hell
quasi new deck. Basically,
Nice.
just took a deck I had, added. I pivoted it, so it's an enchantment deck where you just put like a bunch of equipment cards on creatures, basically.
Okay.
But so it's meant to be very like, just like pump all my creatures, make them big and swing out, like, and draw
Mhm.
cards. Like that's the whole strategy. And in Magic, sometimes just attacking isn't enough. So I put my poison creatures in it. So I was like, oh, like I can now make my poison creatures super big, and it's like an alternate win condition now. So I can hit them with just big creatures, but if I happen to hit them with a poison creature, even better. Take them out early.
Yeah.
So I gotta test it out tomorrow and see how it goes.
Wait,
Michael,
what are we talking about?
I'm gonna give you some advice here. Never play Tristan in Magic.
Oh, I understand now.
Why does he play CDH?
I don't know what he plays, but he spent
Mono blue.
$1,500 on that deck.
I believe it. I believe it. He probably plays CEDH then. Yeah, I don't play that.
There's a card where it like gives him however many cards he has in his deck. That's how much health he gets.
How big is his deck?
Like 140 cards or some shit.
Jesus.
It's probably then he does play CEDH then. He has to. He only has one deck?
What
See,
does
that's a little
CDEH
suspicious.
stand for?
CEDH is competitive Elder Highlander Dragon.
Yep,
Gotcha.
that's it.
And then I play just EDH, just Elder Highland Dragon. We play a very
Godzilla.
casual format. We play like Godzilla. We're here to have a fun time and like hang out. Tristan's there to not have
To
fun.
win.
He's there to
Yeah.
win.
He's there to bully
Basically.
me. He's like, here's a basic deck. Play me.
Yeah. See, we don't do that at my table.
Mm-mm.
We keep everything like really chill. And
He
like we
spent
keep,
more money on that deck than he has his kids. It's
That's a canonical event.
it's a canonical event.
a
Right.
canon event.
I am excited if I, hopefully when I have kids, I can teach them to play Magic.
Hell yeah.
Be fun.
The only magic I'm gonna teach these nephews is to disappear. Want to see a magic trick?
Dude, I'm just waiting
Abracadabra.
for because Michelle's nephews already do it, but they like every now and again they just talk some mad shit on some video game.
Hmm.
And they're like, "Hey, you want to play Smash Bros against us?" I'm like, "Bet."
You're like, I was there when the old laws were written. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Literally.
basically. And they're like, then when I do play, I'm like, "Can you let us win?" I was like, "No."
No.
Like,
You
you
can't
gotta
talk
make
shit
good.
and then say, let me win.
Correct.
Those are
Right.
antitheses.
You should
Correct.
put your like level 99 Ganon against them.
Dude,
Just
I
the
did.
amiibo. Just the amiibo.
Dude, the last time I played them, they were like, they didn't have all the characters unlocked, but they just had some. There was like only like they had very few. But they're like, okay, who's like the worst character on this screen? And I was like, besides you guys.
Bitch!
They were like, "Whoa!"
That's
like-
so funny.
Yeah, the oldest one got it. He was like, bruh. He was like,
Ow.
yeah, he was like, hey, he's like, I'm trying. I was like, yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, bitch.
He's
Guys.
like,
Dumbass.
I was like, here, I'm gonna pull. I was like, here, I'm gonna pull what my friend Brandon does, and I'm gonna put it on random because it's not gonna matter.
Yeah.
I do like
'Cause it
playing on
doesn't
random.
matter.
I got guys, I'm not good at games. Like legitimately, Abby's nephew, Max, was like, hey, play this game with me, and it was Kirby. I had no idea what I was doing. I was so lost. I was like, I'm so bad at this game. And he was just like, it's easy. I'm like, this is not easy. I don't know what's happening. This is a game made for children.
Right.
And I was like, too much for me. I'm
Too
gonna
much.
stick to my math and
I'm gonna go back to chess.
fantasy. Yeah, I'm gonna go play some chess.
Let me go roll some dice and play chess.
Let me go roll dice and play chess. I'm like, guys, I literally went to an event with one of my friends. It was like a gaming convention, and this one, it was another like 6-year-old clap me at like Mortal Kombat. I was like, I don't understand.
Dude, yeah, if it's
How
like
this
a
game
fighting
works.
game like that, I'm gonna get my shit wrecked.
I got wrecked by. They're too good.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for it. I'm just like,
See, my issue
You
is there's
win.
gonna be some 8-year-old that's gonna whoop me, and I'm gonna be like, fuck, now my addiction's gonna come back. I'm gonna try and
Yeah.
get good at this game. I'm gonna find you.
that's fair.
Mhm.
Like
I'm gonna get you.
we had like, I don't get the addiction. I'm just like, you know what? This 8-year-old's better than me. I'm like,
No.
I get more addicted whenever you beat me like 10 times in a row, and then I'm like,
Yep.
I was so hype when my friend John Bowser, he was like, I play Smash Bros. And I'm like really good.
the dude's name is Bowser. Of
His
course
last
he
name's
plays
Bowser,
Smash
yeah.
Bros.
I was like, and I was excited. He's like, every person I play who says they're good, I beat. And I was like, yes. Like, let's
Good.
go.
Did
Yeah,
he
I
beat
was
you?
like, let's go. Hell no.
Ooh,
I wrecked his shit because we started talking about it, and I started, I guess, throwing out language on like invincibility frames, nairs, like a whole bunch of jargon.
Mhm.
And he was like, yeah. And then he said later, he's like, I had to go look up kind of what you were talking about, and I realized that you might be better than me. And then, and then I came back because he's like, my best character is Samus, which is Ganon's like antithesis.
That's a hard game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And wrecked his shit. Shit.
gosh.
And then I further disrespected him because I grabbed, then I played Samus against his Samus and further wrecked his shit.
Oh, no.
It's so, and the skill thing though is like, you kind of can only get better at that game if you play people that are better than you.
Correct.
Like you, because even fighting, like if you just fight the bots, you will be like not great, not good. You have to play online or you can't compete.
Yep.
And like if you don't spend time playing people like at your level or like continue to try to learn the game to get better, you literally will not
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
get
that's why I was
anywhere at
so
all.
that's why I was so hyped when he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
like I beat people that are really, really good." So I was like, finally, I can like,
A
sharpen
challenger.
a challenge. I can like sharpen my skills. And I just destroyed him. I dismantled him. And he was like, man, I'm kind of bummed. He's like, I got humbled. And
Yeah.
it's all right, man. Like,
You're like, that's funny that you said that word because that's what they call me.
I was like, it's okay, man. Like, I'm disappointed too. Like,
Savage.
Because
Like,
here's
I
the
just
thing. Yeah.
like I just wanted it to be like play someone who was better than me, so I could like
Mhm.
have a reason to practice. I was like,
Well, because like the only reason I had ever gotten to a point where like my Ganon, it never
You're
like
getting
fully
right.
matched your Ganon, but it got pretty good.
No,
And like
yeah, it was up there.
was, and the
Yeah.
only time that happened is because I played online for like a little bit, and
Yeah.
I was like, I was solely focused. I only wanted to win one fucking time. That was
Yep.
it. That was my whole goal. I'm like, I want to win one time against G, because there was a point, you and I, it was like a Super Saiyan fight because I play with you a lot, so our moves synchronized. We had a match where like we did the same combination, and we
Oh
just
yeah, I remember it.
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
We're like,
Yeah,
Down
Jim
tilt,
was there.
B side,
Jim,
go. Yeah.
yeah, Jim was like on my level. He could we would just mimic each other. It was
Yeah.
There were some great fights.
there were some good ones, but bro, you have to freaking work for it to keep up though, because the thing is,
Yeah.
you would play online. I've only seen one person that of like a stranger that really got you, and it was a
Me.
Mewtwo. It was a
Mhm.
Mewtwo. He drove you batty. You played that dude like 6 times, and he was a nobody. He came out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and you were like, "What the heck?" You're like, it
Yeah.
wasn't even lag. I watched the game.
Mhm.
I was like,
It was
you were. It was the first time I saw you legitimately mad. You put the freaking controller on the couch and you went downstairs.
I was like,
It
I
was
got
the
one
only, and I
away.
was like, and it was like, because the dude would just beep bop around, and I was like,
Mhm.
he was a different level of playing that
Yeah, there's
game.
now I've hopped online a couple times, and there's people now that I'm just like,
There are some
You-
sharks.
yeah, I'm like, you
Yeah.
got it, dude. Like you've been in the lab. Like
yeah.
I
It's
used to be in the lab, but you made a whole new lab.
Making the lab.
well, and
Yeah.
that's the as the game gets older, it gets like more labbed out and gets like definitely like people start learning like, oh, this combo, this percent, do this, like that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. And so I just think I think it's so funny because like I remember going over and like playing again, like playing with you guys, and like James, you whipped out your King DDD, and like Mike was like, "Oh, DDD mirror match, Brandon's a good DDD," and then you started doing DDD stuff on me, and I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "I don't know any of this," so I think it's so funny because like whenever you are used to playing with like the same group of people, your
Yes.
relative skill it is capped at that. Like I think you're absolutely right,
Yes.
James. Like
You're
you get
localized.
capped at that. And so people go, like people talk shit all the time on Smash Bros. They're like, oh, I'm super good. And what they're referencing is I can beat children, my siblings, and my local friend group. And they are
Mhm.
not considering the broader argument. Because I mean, like
Yeah.
Michael and I thought we were hot shit when we rolled into a regional and got our asses kicked
I
3
was
times in
there.
a row.
Jim was
Like,
there. Jim got
yeah.
further than us. Like Jim.
Oh, that's
Jim
true.
made it to the
Yeah,
next
that's
level
true.
with
It was
Donkey
insane.
Kong.
So yeah, I don't know. But like one of my friends here, he was talking mad shit on Smash Bros. And I was like, I'm super out of practice. Like I've only got like 70 hours on the game. I was like, my friend Mike has like 700. So I'm like, yeah,
Facts.
I'm like, I'm not really good anymore. Like I know what I'm doing kind of, but like I don't practice or anything. And he was like, okay, well, he's like, well, don't be surprised if I kick your ass. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. We started playing,
Cool.
and I was like, okay, never mind. I was like, I beat his ass. Like there was
You're like, I
several
got it.
matches that we were like close on, but I was like, if I play one of my like good characters, I was like, that's not fun. Like this isn't
yeah.
funny.
Guys, we're like the Z Fighters. Like,
Yeah.
like we're literally Earth's mightiest heroes.
Except
I-
I'm
Gotta be.
Yamcha.
You're
So that it's funny you bring
Hell
that
yeah,
up. So there
Yamcha.
was a recent manga of Dragon Ball Super.
Mhm.
Some big villain came to Earth before like Goku and Vegeta could like fight him, and his minions are like wrecking shit. And they have a chapter kind of dedicated to Yamcha, and these villains are like, "What the fuck?" Because Yamcha's like winning, and he's like kicking ass, and
He's like, I've never won before.
they're like, "What's going on?" And Yamcha's like, "Yeah, I'm like the third strongest human on this planet."
yeah,
And you're like, and you think on it, and you're like, "Yeah."
yeah.
Like, it's like him, Tien, and Krillin are the top
Yeah.
three, and they can
Mhm.
like blow up planets if they wanted to. Maybe not blow up
Mhm.
planets, but like they're up there. And it cracked me up because they're like, we all shit on Yamcha, but it's like Yamcha could kill anyone he wants. like, so that's how like sometimes I view Smash Bros that way. That it's like,
I view
oh, our
like
friend group, like Jim, you
yeah,
think you're like not good, but
dog
then like if you go play
dog
anyone
doo-doo.
else at Smash, like you will wreck them because you
It's
played with
Yeah.
me, and it's like,
it's the idea, like Brandon said, of like everyone. There's like local champions.
Yeah.
And it's like Pokemon. It's like, oh,
Yep.
in this town, this is the champion. It's like, well, in
Yeah.
this household, this is the champion. In this household, this is our champion.
Yeah.
You know, it's all like relative, and then you just see which and then like really on the global scale, you're like, well, which champion is the champion? Which are like a different level. Like local level is not the same as like regional or higher up, because some people they do too much.
Well, the tournament. So I watch a lot of competitive Smash Bros. Like on like YouTube, where it's like they stream or they record it kind of thing, and they show you like, oh, here's a match between two extremely prominent players. Here's Riddles versus MKLeo or something like that, and it's like some of those matches are absolutely bananas. But then like sometimes I watch like the like Outer Rim matches, like some of like, oh, this is losers finals or something like that. I'm like, okay. I'm probably being a little too confident, but I feel like I could take these people on. Like they're
like I can
very
play.
good, but
Like I could do this.
yeah, like I could do that kind of thing. And like there's some stuff that I'm like, that was insane. Like I could never recreate that in my entire life. And then there's other stuff that I'm like, okay. I think with like 2 hours worth of practice I could do that. So I don't know. It's just interesting.
All right, I'm ready to play
All right,
D&D. I
let's
didn't mean to
start.
sidetrack us.
Let's start
Sorry, I've been
D&D.
fucking around.
I was giving us a half hour, because I'm gonna
Yeah.
play. I'm gonna take us till 9:30, because really I can my work. They're being doo-doo. So, and I live like 5 minutes away, so
It's a blessing.
I'm all good. It is a blessing, honestly. When the ice came down, I was like, boop a doo doo doo. I gotta air up all my tires though. All right.
Airing
Why are
toast
we
is probably my least favorite thing.
Yeah, I don't like it. I've waited till it warmed up. So, where we left off, literally, the sky was falling. The
Yes.
planes, the chaotic planes have collided. Different planes have begun to merge into the material plane. Mainly, it looks like the elemental planes, the planes of true chaos, just raw energy, have ripped a hole into the material plane, causing these structures and rocks to fall out of the sky. You saw a big dragon of a pure elemental dragon come out of this rift in the sky. The ground shook. You heard bells ringing. And all this happened as you were fighting Cast Wolburn. Cast escaped the maws of a T-Rex, and the whole party, and went down into this, went down into a hatch over there. And at that time, when he disappeared, the dust was settling, and you all kind of sat you've been through a lot of combat in a very short period of time before even coming and fighting with Wolverine. You guys merely just had a short rest where it even got interrupted by this hybrid of a Boulette-esque creature, this giant creature in plated armor that dug and burrows its way through the ground, chasing you. And even after you got rid of that, it fled, tossing trees to the side that it would hit. So you guys have been running gassed out. And you took the time after seeing this big rift in the sky and after the combat, you used your silver mirror to contact Trudy and get her thoughts on what to do next. And you kind of spoke with her that there's a couple options. You really found out that when it comes to kind of the planar knowledge, the knowledge of planes, it's fairly kept. It's been banned for so long that most of that knowledge is held only on the black market. Most people that actually study that magic, since it is illegal, do it obviously underground. They cannot openly practice magic that helps get into the planes. You guys do have a book over Sigil, the plane of doors, which is seen as like basically the highway of all planes. I think it's called the City of Doors, actually. But after finishing the Silver Mirror and talking to Trudy and figuring out some information on what was going on and some directions you might be able to go, you also found another recipient on the end of the Silver Mirror, which was not fully well seen, but Debo spoke with this being and was told to come to me. And he went full sprint, full send. Are you still a T-Rex? Or no, you're Debo.
Should
You're,
be
so your
Debo.
big turtle ran off into the woods, and there was rumbling as you're running through it back to the pond. And that is where we left off. Is you're running, you felt the rumble, and you told whatever made the rumble to fuck off. And so, Cedrin and Yato, what are you doing now that Debo has ran off?
Well, first thing I would do is holler after him and see if I can get him to come back, slow down, talk for a second, tell us what's going on. Could we hear what the conversation was in the mirror?
I believe so. It's very
100%.
much like out loud, so you should have been able to hear it.
What'd you say, Debo?
100%. You heard it. Debo,
Okay.
he was excited.
Okay, so we heard Debo go, here it, come to me, I'll show you where to go. And he's like, gone to the pond, and just starts fucking booking it.
Booking it.
All right. Yeah, I'll call after him and see if I can get him to stop. If he doesn't look like he's slowing down or listening, then I'll probably offer to Cedrin. Perhaps we should follow him a bit and make sure he doesn't run into anything or anyone dangerous.
I would like to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, for what?
To maybe listen to Yato.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I got a 3.
Yeah, his words are just hitting the back of your skull and bouncing right off. It does not resonate with you. You keep going.
The pheromones are so strong.
So
Female turtle he's seen in a while, so I'm not going to hold that against him.
yeah, I'm not holding it against him. He technically didn't even see a turtle. Now,
That's true.
I will tell you, Debo, as you're running, you see that from the damage of everything that fell, there's this big crack that wasn't there once before in the passage, and it's only, my bad, I need the ruler line. It's like 25 feet across. Between 20 and 25 feet.
Okay, what do I got in my inventory? I actually want to play Dungeons and Dragons. Debo's about to get smart.
Oh,
You're in full sprint too.
there you go, showing off again.
Debo comes to a halt. And Debo pulls out his javelin and ties a rope to it.
Oh,
And he's going to throw it as hard as he can across. Hopefully stick it in a tree or something.
So, by the way, for the jumping rules, a long jump, like across a space, you can jump a distance that is your strength score. Not your modifier, but your score. So if your strength score is 10, you can jump 10 feet. If it's 20, you jump 20 feet. And that's if you have a 10-foot running start. Anything, yeah,
So I have like a 23.
yeah.
You could clear it.
You're going to have to roll athletics because it's at like your peak of run.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make my new potato real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll clear this bitch.
Okay.
27.
All right. You do your leap. You just soar over it, right? Roll me a perception check.
Perception, you say?
Mhm.
The gap widens.
That's not bad. 16.
16.
That'd be
Okay.
devastating.
As you jump over the this ravine, this rift in the earth, you notice movement, shadowy movement underneath, and you see big wings underneath there. And you jump across. Boom, you've made it. You've cleared it. Boop. So, you want to keep going?
I'm going to keep going.
Cedrin, you see this big old rift. Same thing. How do you want to pass it?
I'm gonna wait for my druid to get back, and
That's
we're gonna
true.
druid across.
Fly across.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Mhm. So while you guys are at the rift, Connor, I'm going to tell you you make it to the pond. This thing wasn't that far from the pond, and when you get there, all you see is Fenwick, and he goes, and he puts a silver mirror away, and he goes, "I know what you're thinking." It's not. I know I'm not what you wanted,
But
but I think I may have found something you want. While you guys are fighting Kest.
Debo starts like sniffling a little bit.
No, don't cry, That's not very. Here, have a drink. And he pulls it out, and there he pulls out a mug. And on it, it says, actually gotta look this up. I wrote this down. This was very important to the narrative. It's like stamped, and it's got Fenwick's face on it with his Cheshire cat smile, and above it in letters it says Feywild Ales LLC across it, and he goes, "Here, have a drink, have a drink.
I
It'll
slam,
soothe."
I slam it down.
All right, roll Constitution saving throw.
Devo is big sad. 23.
23. You succeed your Constitution saving throw. It doesn't. It's just smooth. Goes down easy, and he goes, "Now, I tell you, that woman you saw in the mirror, that's a dryad. I found her. I have her number. She's yet to call me back. But I was told that there may be a clutch of turtle eggs hidden in the Feywild with these dryads. And I just thought I would pass on the information to my favorite turtle."
Devo's still sniffling a little bit.
And I only tell you this because I just enjoyed the show you put on Fighting Cast. Like, I know you guys, I mean, you guys won. I'll have to check with Yatta to make sure with our deal, if he's victorious, he gets his drink. But, like, it was quite the show. Falling from the Sky, immaculate. I would love to see you do that again. I would give you so many turtle eggs to see you do that again.
I just want a lady turtle.
Look, at least one of these eggs, it's temperature dependent what gender they will be. So you could make them all female if you wanted.
A realization just hit Devo. Another male turtle has mated.
While you were busy fighting, the other one snuck in.
Devo drops his knees and just, ah! Oh no! No!
I don't understand what the problem is.
She left me for Big Ralphie.
You didn't even have a lady turtle.
No!
Okay, cutting back. You're in distress. We'll leave you to it. Yato, Cedrin, this ravine is here. How do you want to cross it?
I told the DM I'd like to use my druid to get across.
Give him the D.
Did you say druid? I'd like to use my druid. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
God damn it.
You said, Cedric, how you getting across? Said my druid.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Hearing that he has no intention or plan on getting across without me, I will go, "Oh, yeah, right." Okay. I've got let's see. I think I can do this. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. I will wild shape into a Quetzalcoatlus, and I will go squaw, and I'll grab him by like his like shoulders and arms, and I'll lift him up, and I'm gonna start flying up and toward where Debo is, and I'm gonna I'll be obviously like watching out with my giant pointy pterodactyl head, but I'm also kind of relying on Cedrin to like survey below and like find where Debo went. But I'll propel us through.
I'm
and,
paragliding it, just kind of
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You could kind of like steer a little bit with the legs. Yeah,
like, hey, go right, go left.
yeah.
So you
Down.
cross the ravine. Easy as a big old bird. And you see Debo, he's made it back to the pond, and you see him talking to Fenwick. And there's like a flagon on the ground next to next to Debo, and you hear Debo before you see him, just like yelling. But can both of you make me perception checks as you cross over the ravine?
Of course. 18.
14.
Okay. With a 14, you just see shadows and remnants of similar to what Debo saw. You see some shadowy wings at the bottom of this ravine, and with an 18, you see that there's a flare of light, and you see at the bottom of it that there are these faint purple lights with your improved Quetzalcoatl vision. And you realize that this ravine cuts all the way down into the Underdark.
Hmm.
And at the bottom of it, you see the outline of a dragon's skull
Oh,
at the bottom of this ravine.
I'm glad you finished that sentence. I heard dragons.
Mhm.
Skull. Oh my god.
Right now, it's just sitting at the bottom, but you see as the daylight is penetrating down into the Underdark of this ravine, it's stirring some of the
Denizens.
denizens for sure.
Well, if Baldur's Gate 3 taught me anything, it's that you don't fuck around in the Underdark.
So, but you guys make it to Debo.
I watched that stream. I know that as well. You don't fuck around in the Underdark.
So, Debo's wailing, distraught, and Fenwick is just kind of watching him, and he's just confused. He just gave Debo the best deal of his life, and he goes, "Oh." He sees both of you coming, and he goes, "The other two victors." He goes, "It's so great to see you." He goes, "Now, do I got a deal for you guys for putting on such a good show as well?" He goes, "I just gave Debo his. I swear it was good. He's just being dramatic."
Did you hurt his feelings?
No, he hurt his own feelings.
She left me.
Yeah,
Oh!
I believe you.
Yeah, it's he's very emotional. He
He's
went through a
sensitive.
lot.
Hey, it takes a lot to be sensitive. Oh, okay.
No,
So
I
what
don't understand.
what other deal? Because so far you've brought us to a pond, and we did see unicorns, along with poachers.
I'm not a liar.
You are not a liar.
Thank you. So, for putting on a great show and for indulging me. Just for indulging. I know who knows where your dad is.
Who's dad?
Your dad.
What?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Well, I don't know where he is. I know who knows where he is.
Okay. Are you gonna tell me?
Well, I didn't know if you wanted the information.
Yes, I would very much like the information, Fenwick.
Okay, well, I had another reward if you didn't want it.
What? That's
Yeah,
someone. You can't just dangle someone's life like that.
it's not. I don't know what you mean.
Last
I
I
didn't like that.
last I saw, my father was trapped in some dungeon with his hands shriveled and tortured to a crisp.
Well, I didn't know that.
So you can't just walk around and blatantly throw around someone's life like that, much less my father's, who may very well be a great asset in getting these elementals out of here, much less, and I point at the sky, closing that.
I kind of like that. But that's just my personal opinion. It's been kind of dreary here. A little more light could do it some good. But on that end, you know who knows where your dad is a thief.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. It's actually the leader of the half orcs knows. He knows.
I turned to Yato. What's the half orc leader's name that we've met?
It was like I need my spreadsheet.
I think maybe in my notes. Hang on.
I can get to it.
Edoeda is the male older
Edoeda.
half orc.
Yep,
Edoeda.
Edoeda.
I turned to Yato. Edoeda knows where my father is.
That dude.
I mean, if he does, it's news to me. I didn't know.
I
He
didn't
didn't
even think
volunteer that information.
I didn't even think to ask him. It was, I don't know. I figured the warden had that information sealed pretty tight.
Well, how do you think he got through the forest, so easily? How do you think they'd have transported people through the forest so willy-nilly?
I figured it was a teleportation portal.
No, dude. You can't trust teleportation. There's Gith on the other side of that stuff. That goes through the astral sea. You can't trust that. Not one bit.
He
I heard there's a
used it quite
demi-lich there now, too.
There's not anymore. Okay, so the half orc leader might know where my father is. Okay, that's excellent news, Fenwick. That's great.
No, he knows where he is. There's no doubt. No doubt.
That's great news. Then I need to get back to the half orc village then.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Why? Where's the half orc village, Fenwick? Did something happen to it?
Well, I mean, did you not see the stuff fall from the sky? Like, what if it got hit?
Yato, we may need to go back to the half orc village.
Before you go, Yato, I have your reward. Just a little information. Just a little info for you.
I mean, I'll take any reward, but I'm a bit curious. Fenwick, do you mind answering something for me?
Yeah.
Why are you the way that you are?
What do you mean?
Like, it seems to me, from the outside looking in, that you're very much a carrot on a non-existent stick kind of fella. Very much like lead people into stuff, and then like it's not really there, or it's a different version of that than they expected. And when you say stuff like "good luck" to that finding the half orc village, that makes me feel like you know something that you're not telling me. Like, hey, come see these unicorns. By the way, your lifelong nemesis might show up. Like, it seems like there's a layer of of just omission that you're just not saying. So I would like to know what the reward is, the bit of information. I'd like to know the layer of omission, and then I'd like to know the layer of omission to his bit of information. Because you just told him who knows where it is. And it's a friend of mine, as somebody I've known for a while. So I'm a bit curious. Is that person going to be there when we get there? Are they alive? There's bits of information I feel like I'm missing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to back up Yato on this. You seem to have a lot of information, but you don't really give a lot of information. But why are you digging?
Debo starts. He goes, Fenwick's just like, guys, I told you. 1, I'm here to have a good time. 2, I don't lie. 3, I actually tell you quite a bit. I feel like, I'm leading you to things.
Fenwick,
that may improve you.
endangering lives is not a good time.
Is it really endangering if
Yes.
you win?
Yes. Yes. If you have to ask, is it really endangering? Yes. The answer is always yes.
I don't
I-
view it as endangering. I just think you know, you didn't have to go, but you went,
How? Okay.
right?
Fenwick,
Right? Am I wrong?
you have given me information that I assume is correct. You
It
have
is
not.
correct.
You have not lied. I do agree with Debo. There does seem to be a layer of omission at
I
times.
think you mean Yato. I know they're very hard to tell apart, especially when one's a big old bird and one's a turtle.
Yes, Yato. Sorry, I was
To
looking
have
at.
this conversation, I would have to drop my wild shape.
That's
I
true.
apologize.
Yeah,
One's green, one's blue.
yeah, sorry, I was watching Debo dig and I got sidetracked.
That's fair enough. He is there.
But so I'd like to think of you as an ally, Fenwick.
I like to think of myself as a friend.
A friend. Okay.
I'm a friend.
Okay.
For sure.
I can label you as a friend for now.
Okay, I
You've-
want to pause you right now. Yato, I have another question. He goes, so I know Kest isn't dead, but with our like arrangement, you know, we shook on it. Would you count it as a victory?
Of making the biggest bully in the forest turn tail and run. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good.
I give Yato a high five.
Hell
oh,
yeah.
boy. And he pulls out a flagon. And he goes, this is your flagon. He goes,
Alright.
you promised me you'd drink it.
Oh, that's right.
You
I
promised me.
did promise that.
And
Yeah,
you feel
magically
compelled to drink it.
yeah. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yep.
No hesitation.
Yep,
I'll just do it.
You did.
I did what I promised.
You did promise.
And you realize as you start drinking it, there's a lot more liquid in here than it first appeared. And it keeps seeming like you're almost at the bottom of it. And then it keeps refilling just before it empties. And you're stuck just perpetually drinking it for the moment.
Alright.
And he's like, so before any more questions, he goes, while he's having that drink, I have omitted nothing. And he goes, I need you to make me Constitution saving throw, by the way, Yato.
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay.
And he goes, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to double check on.
Yeah.
Yeah, magical contracts. Is that an ever flowing chalice?
I don't know what that is. It's a flagon.
I'm like sucking down this flag and I'm like starting to kind of like drown a little bit. It's just like it's obviously too much liquid.
Is
and
it?
like I've done everything I can to choke it and I'm just like
Is he still like chugging? Like, can I tell
Yeah.
this is like magical?
It's lasting just an awkward amount of time too long.
If it lasts longer, if it lasts 10 more seconds longer, I'd like to cast a spell.
Okay, go ahead and cast a spell.
Because I watched him struggle, and I'm gonna
We're all just watching him. Fenwick's like,
I'm gonna walk over and touch the flagon, and I'm gonna dispel magic.
yeah, it stops. He reached the bottom. It finishes.
he said 10 seconds. That's a long time in a show. There's like
Well, he's
liquid
rather
pouring down
impressed
the
because I can see the half orc in you. That's like,
sides. I
getting
can
it.
do this. Yeah.
Yeah. Then it got
There's
to
like
what?
liquid pouring down the sides of my mouth, and like I'm getting like my shirt's getting pretty drenched, like different stuff like that. And I'm like, go, like just trying my best. My Constitution saving throw is an 8.
You're plastered.
I believe you.
You are plastered.
I truly do.
So
All
I
right.
go over and like, hit it, go dispel. It's like, see, Fenwick. This is like This is some of that omission shit.
That's not an omission.
Like he agreed to drink the flagon, but if it's not gonna stop, he could have just died.
I want
Or
you to
like is like
roll. I want you to roll an insight check as you say this again.
insight. Um, the 13.
Okay. As you're
Excuse
looking,
me.
you keep saying like "die" to Fenwick, and there's like no realization on his face. Like there's no weight to the thought of death on his face. Like you start to think
Fenwick,
Fenwick may
are
not
you?
understand what death is.
Yeah, I was actually no lie. I was actually kind of thinking that. He kind of looks at him and goes, Fenwick, does the concept of not being here? Have you ever seen someone get stabbed? And
Oh
like,
yeah, all the time. Oh, I
eh,
read about it.
yeah, and you know how sometimes they like don't get back up.
Yeah,
So that's I don't know. I plead ignorance. Where you're from, this may not seem like a huge deal, but where we are from, if Debo were to swing his axe and my head were to fall away from my body, or if I didn't get air because I was drinking too much, I will fall down on the ground and cease to exist. I will not get back up. That
yeah,
is
but
a
like,
concept called death. We're mortals. I don't
but
know what it's like in the Fae. I know elves live for a very long time. I think forever. But we do not. And I can tell when I say die or death, that's not really clicking with you.
no,
But I
I
just want
don't.
you to imagine like you never having a good time ever for the rest of eternity.
Dude,
And
that
that's
sounds like a
kind of what
bummer.
that's what would have happened to us had Yato kept drinking. He would have stopped having a good time forever.
But he was having a good time.
Nope. He was
Yeah.
at first, but then too much. And for us mortals, we have a limit. We're different. We have a limit. If we
Hmm.
go past that limit, we can no longer have a good time. And
Plastered
being
perks up.
our friend, you want to take us like to our limit, but not quite because you want us to keep having a good time. We have to kind of like chill out
I
and let it
understand.
reset. Yes. And
I
then
understand.
yes. Okay.
You see, as soon as you say the words, he's clinging on to certain words.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Yato? He looks over at you.
Plastered Yato perks up and is like, uh, 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 so, yeah, what he said about limits, I don't got limits. I'm the limitless man. I've got
That's my boy, Yato. I told you, Cedric. I
Nope.
told you he
Nope.
had a good
He's
time.
he
We're
he
having a good
might
time.
have, but there is a limit. And
Look, I may have an imaginary stick and I'm a carrot. You got an imaginary stick up your butt.
people have told me that before.
Debo, how you doing? He sees you digging.
You look down that hole. He's like 25 feet down already.
Debo,
You hear the saw. Just
I'll leave you
down in
to
the
it.
hole.
I'll leave you to it.
Depot,
So,
we got to get back to the orc village. Yato, I really need you to sober up, man.
good luck, Feywild Ale LLC. We don't make light ale. But I do have this last information. I don't know if Yato will remember it. But
Plastered Yato's eyes are like rolling back a little bit and like, okay, hang on.
he goes, well, just there. I hate to tell you this, but there may be people hunting Trudy. Like, obviously, she escaped prison, but I mean, like, people you personally know. So I just thought I'd put that on the table.
You said Trudy. I like Trudy. What you said? People hunting her, and that's different than me hunting her.
Absolutely.
Oh, Cedrin, make a note in my calendar to find where Trudy is and hunt her, but a different way than they are.
You got it, Yato. I got it.
And with
Thank
that,
you.
Fenwick looks at
Um,
you guys and he goes, "Good luck." And he looks at Cedrin, gives him a wink, and turns invisible. And you just hear a splish splash into the water, and Fenwick is gone.
Debo climbs out of his hole.
Hey,
You want-
Debo.
Oh, and there's a little card is left behind that says Feywild Ales LLC.
Cedrin takes it and puts it in his bag of holding, his pocket.
Yeah.
Debo looks at Yato, see him plastered. And Debo's going to do this out of the kindness of his heart. And he's going to smack the shit out of Yato and be like,
Wait.
You can't lose your one love, man. You can't. You can't let this happen. You fight for Trudy. Don't let Big Ralphie take her too.
I went to go make my baked potato, but I'm just gonna note Big Ralphie ? In the notes.
So Fenwick told Debo that in the Feywild there's a batch of turtle eggs,
Turtle eggs.
and Debo took it as some other turtle named Ralphie mated with some female he's never
Oh.
met, and he's devastated that this imaginary Ralphie got laid and he did not.
Mhm.
He's never met Ralphie or this other female, but he's devastated.
Debo looks like Plankton from SpongeBob going,
No. All right. What does your unarmed strike do in damage?
I'm swinging hard.
Should be a D4, I believe. May
Might
just
be
be
D4 plus strength.
yeah, plus strength. No, there's definitely strength. No.
It's going to be 7.
Mm.
I rolled a 29 to hit.
Yeah, that wasn't necessary. I wasn't going to be good enough at dodging that.
Wasn't necessary.
Getting the fuck smacked out of him, Yato will kind of like stagger back. Definitely slightly more sober than before, but definitely still like, Debo, why'd you do that, mate? Pop my jaw. I'm
Guys.
like checking for blood, like doing different stuff like that.
Guys, it's been a long few hours, but we need to get back to the orc village because we need to talk to the elder, find my dad, and we need to find Trudy, it sounds like, because you need to go hunt her, but not in like the normal sense.
The sex way. You got to hunt in the sex way, man.
You've got to hunt her in the sex way.
That's exactly right. All
That's
right.
exactly right, but don't tell her that. You can't let her know.
You
Don't
got
tell
to
her that.
sex,
Got
man.
it. All
But
right.
we know.
I will clap my hands together and I will conjure animals. And I will summon.
Unicorns.
We're gonna roll for it.
Unicorns.
All right. 4 camels appear.
This better be a buff ass Campbell.
Horns on the wrong end, but that's fine.
And what? 4 camels appear, and I'm like, perfect. Mount up, boys. We're going home. And I'm gonna like climb onto the back of the camel and like be like kind of falling over and like kind of scrambling a little bit, trying to like get like grab the hump and like pull myself up. Absolutely just dismantled.
I cast
Um,
Mage Hand to like help you, like,
Push me up a little bit.
yeah,
Mhm.
just like
Give
get
me a
up
little
there.
foot rest.
Yeah.
Roll animal handling.
All of us or just one of us?
Just you.
Just me? Okay.
Yeah,
They follow my commands, so
that's
maybe that
true.
helps.
It's animal
Uh,
handling to mount. It has nothing to do with the animal. It's
Oh,
just to get
alright.
off the thing.
It's not them,
it's
it's
a-
you.
It's a 16.
Okay, yeah, you with the help of Mage Hand, you
Oh,
like
right.
are able to get up on the camel.
I'm backwards. I'm riding it backwards. So I'll get up on the camel facing the wrong way, and I'm like, "Ho, Silver, let's go!" And I just tell it to go to the village, and whenever it starts moving in the opposite direction that I'm expecting, I'll kind of slump forward a bit and be like, "Oh shit, this thing's quick!" And it's like definitely moving at like a walking pace.
Yep.
Okay,
I also hop on the camel.
okay.
I hop on the camel as well.
I think if a camel could carry you,
I think Yata should
That's-
have a camel with 2 humps. Mine has 1 hump, and Debo's has 3 humps.
Oh right.
Roll for humps. Roll a d4.
yeah, roll a d. Yeah,
How many
please roll
humps
me
do
a
you have?
d4 for humps.
3 humps you got.
I've got 2.
You got 2.
Yeah, it's a dromedary camel or some shit.
I got 3.
3 humps.
I got 1.
You got 1 hump.
Just so we're aware, there's no such thing as a 3-hump camel, right?
This is magic.
There is now.
These are magic camels.
Magic camels. D&D camels.
So, you guys start making your way to the half-orc camp. As you're making your way, you pass more of the effects from that rift in the sky. You actually see off in the distance, you see that one of the rocks that fell is this just molten rock of lava, and out of it you see small mephits kind of dancing around it. And they seem to kind of just be minding themselves over staying where the heat is, staying where the lava is. And then as you continue down, you kind of pass some more streams, and you actually see that one of the rocks has embedded itself in the stream, and you see some curious kuatoas around it, which are just these like fish folk, and they're in garbs. They're very small in stature, and they're poking it with a spear, kind of waiting. You see one is obviously a shaman of the group with its long branch staff, and it's like shaking over it with some magic that it has, and you hear them talking in these just gurgly language over some of it. So you see obviously the wildlife is taking an hammer, but that rapture, that rift that you saw as you passed is still over there. So and you guys eventually make it back to the half-orc village. And everything's all good. Everything's kind of the same, but you do see these 4 wizards there. In wizard robes. One of them is a tiefling, one of them is a human, one of them is a dwarf, one of them is an Araka. So one of them is a big barn owl standing there and with a pipe in his beak, and the dwarf stands there kind of fidgeting. He's got not quite a wizard robe. He's actually in pretty typical dwarven attire, but he keeps a wizard's cap on his head. So his dwarven attire tends to be this armor of thin, almost like scale mail and stone. And it is just in stark contrast to a lot of the green growing around here, as he is just brown and pale brown, and even on his face is tan and leathery. The tiefling, dark red, with both horns that curl up like ram horns, and golden eyes that sit against with these very black pupils. And then the human sits cowled in a blue robe, and looks almost really very average. But the most distinguishing is he looks the youngest out of all the wizards, and they stand there talking with Edoetta and the witch doctor lady, which is Shea.
Cedric's gonna walk over and he's gonna stand a polite distance away, but close enough that he can still kind of hear what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Roll. Can you read lips?
Hell
you can
yeah,
read
I can read.
lips.
Yeah, I
You're
can.
the extra feet.
Observant.
So, yeah. So you kind of see them talking, and upon reading their lips, they are talking about what seems like a meeting, and you only can identify the two most distinguishing words that are kind of thrown around the most is Moro Macarios. But they're talking about all that's transpiring, and they seem to be talking about what is going on with the sky and the planes colliding. And they are basically sitting there and they're trying to gather Edoetta and telling him he needs to gather his things and come with them.
Do they seem like they're wrapping up anytime soon?
They seem like they're kind of getting ready to go into the big log cabin where Edoetta is, because they just told him, they're like, we need you to gather your things and come with us.
I'm gonna try and catch Edoetta's attention. Just like raise my silvered hand, be like, hey, like a moment.
He goes, he pauses and he steps away and goes and talks to you.
Are you still on the camel?
No, I got off.
Oh, all right, I'll stay on mine. Ride it into seconds.
Are you staying on because you can't get off?
A bit.
All right. Cedric makes this awkward, like, kind of bow to Edoetta. Edoetta, Chief, sir. I don't mean to hit you with this. This may seem sudden, but this is also going to sound really weird. But we ran into a fey creature in the forest by the name of Fenwick, and he informed me that you might know where my father is, Arthur Takoa. The last I saw of him was in a vision when I was in Cinder, and he was not in a good place. And I am worried about him, and I was wondering if you did know where he was, and if so, I would like to be pointed in the direction of him.
So, as you're talking, telling him this, you see an expression on his face. His eyes kind of widen a little bit when you mention Fenwick, and especially once you talk about like just speaking with him.
I kind of give him the whole backstory on where we've been and kind of gloss over some details.
And he's like, before we go Fenwick, did you wonder? I guess he kind of sits there and he's like, he's playing around with stuff in his mind. Really, is what he's doing before he speaks. He's taking a long time to think through what he's about to tell you. And he goes, Cedrin, I do know where Arthur was taken.
That's great.
Yes. Now, I'm hesitant to point you that direction.
Cedrin's like expression kind of darkens a little bit, and he recovers, but it's the first time he's really been like
I
aggressive.
I am about to go into a meeting. And after this meeting, if it is determined that it isn't necessary, I will be more than happy to send you in that direction. But right now, I will not send you that way. I cannot tell you.
Edawetta, with all due respect, I'm owed this information. I'm not just gonna take off, but I need to know where he is.
Here's the thing. You cannot save him. You won't reach him. It is a futile venture. Giving you this information is, in my opinion, would only hurt you. To dangle false hope in front of you with this information would do more damage than anything else. I will not give this to you under any circumstance unless it is dire and we determine that Arthur Dakoa is absolutely necessary to venture forth in what is going to happen in the coming days.
Sir, that is not a decision for you to make.
From the back of the camel, facing the wrong way, Yato's kind of craned over, and he says, "I remember Edwala. It was impossible to escape the cinder, and we done it. So don't say futile, impossible. Keep information in front of us because we've done the impossible."
Yes. And I would, right now, the meeting has to do with you three. Because right now, our biggest issue is the sky and the campaign moving forward against the angels and the elementals. You guys obviously have proved your mettle as being great infiltrators and jailbreakers, and you can contest against them in great bouts. We need to meet and discuss what is the best course of action. And some of that has to do with you, some of that has to do with what is out there. And right now, let us get all the information, but setting you guys on a quest where you might die when right now you are the only ones that have been able and capable of escaping the Great Prison, have seen some of their workings and seen some of the things that they use in places that they are holding others like you. We still need you, and we would rather keep you alive with that information that you have than send you off into a dangerous area that will get you all killed.
Edawetta, I'm not saying you're going to give me this information and I'm going to just run off.
You ran off with a fae.
We were also in downtime. He promised to show us unicorns. We had no intention of doing anything else but looking at unicorns. This is my family. I at least deserve to know where he is. I can promise you I will sit through this meeting. I am not going to rush out and do anything rash. But my family is my responsibility. And you keeping it from me to manipulate me into doing something about the sky and these angels and elementals, these all feel like you are forcing me down a path while you dangle information in front of me.
I did not dangle information in front of you. You let a fae dangle information in front of you because you went and dealt with a fae.
Yeah,
I never dangled it in front of you to give you false hope the same way in which he did, nor are you a part of this meeting of stuff that is much larger. I am merely telling you
so
I'm
you
trying to
determine.
keep you alive. Roll a persuasion check, by the way. Roll a persuasion check. I'm sorry. I gotta have you. You have to roll persuasion
Yeah,
to get information.
absolutely. God, I hate my cough.
I
rolled
actually
a
need you to roll 2 because there was one I was going to have you roll earlier.
So one's a 14, and one is a 6 plus 7 is 13. But I'm going to add a d6. I'm going to use my feat of commanding presence.
Go for it.
I'm going to use it on the higher one, if that's cool with you.
Mm-hmm.
Turned my 14 into a 17,
Okay.
and then so 17 and 13 are my rolls.
So as you're moving, this conversation is moving, and he looks at you and he goes, "My goal was never to manipulate you, for I never knew you existed until you showed up. And then I saw what you could do. And now I have been asked by those above me to go to a meeting to discuss the events of the ongoing campaign now that we actually have a foothold, thanks to you three, which we are grateful for, which is why we're trying to take the foothold you have given us and continue pushing forward. So let me have my meeting and I will come back to you because they may be able to actually give me information that can help you get there more safely if it's deemed that is something that would not be absolute suicide."
Wait, so we're not even invited to the meeting?
No. You have there's no.
All right. I'll kind of slide off the camel and maybe fall off a bit, where I kind of like slump in and then just kind of plop onto the ground, and I'll kind of okay, and I'll kind of gesture at Cedrin and say, Cedrin, mate, I know you hesitant because sometimes people have promised you stuff and then died before they could give it. Um,
It's fine, Yato. Erueta? And Cedrin kind of bows out. It's a little angsty teenish, it's like fine,
mhm.
but he still does it, and they, still says all the words respectfully. And he turns, and Cedrin's gonna basically go pout by the river while the meeting happens.
I'll bow to Hedawada and say thank you for your understanding, and please remember that we are individuals, and our personal motivations may be powerful ones. And I'll kind of start being so polite after that. Once Cedrin has kind of taken a couple steps away, and I'll just say, I owe him my life, and I owe him a grave favor. If his dad's out there, I'll get him.
He roll me one more Persuasion.
Of course. Let's see, where's persuasion? It's a P. All right. Okay. That's pretty good. That is an 18,
That's really good.
22.
So he looks at you and he puts a hand on your shoulder, and you can see the age in his eyes, and you can see the sympathy resting in there. And he looks at you and he goes, "We all find ourselves bound by the bonds we make with others." And as he's talking to you and he's doing this, so half orcs, because they've spent so much time in the forest, develop silent ways of communication.
Druidic.
Druidic. And he signs to you the druidic symbols and just signs to you bound tongue. And he goes, "Sometimes those binds are tight." He goes, "I understand your bond with Cedrin, and I'm grateful for all that you have done, and never think I will ever forget it. But I do not care to see any more people needlessly throw their lives away chasing things that are not attainable. So I heed all of you not to pursue this any further unless it is for sure something that is feasible."
Right. I'll nod very respectfully. Inside Yato's mind, as cloudy as it is, what does he take bound tongue to mean? That Edward physically cannot tell us, like he is bound by some kind of promise or ritual to not say anything?
That would probably be your guess. Like the symbol
Okay.
for bound tongue is like a promise has been made, or like a pact has been made.
All right. Then I'll be very respectful with my closing and say, "Thank you, Elder." And I'll walk away and a bit sluggish and a bit wobbly, but I'll head towards Cedrin and kind of gesture toward Debo to follow. All right. Whenever I approach Cedrin and whenever Debo arrives, I'll say, "Pardon me. I'm not. I will never tell you to not do something if you think it's right, and I trust you to have the right judgment on things. I don't trust Debo the same way, but I do trust you that way. I trust Debo to whack shit as hard as he can, and do a damn good job of it. And he does a damn good job protecting us as well. But I don't necessarily trust his judgment, and the fact that he got cocketed by Big Ralphie kind of proves that.
Jeez.
And I'll kind of add a little bit more seriously. Cedrin, do you know what this means?
Cedrin,
In Druidic, this is bound tongue. I don't think that Edwina could tell you, even if he wanted to.
when Yato had approached, Cedrin had quickly wiped his eyes, and he was crying, pouting, and I hope what Yato sees too. Cedrin's young.
Oh, yeah.
He's still college age young. But he kind of listens to Yato and he kind of nods and just kind of throws a rock into the stream, all pouty and he's like, I know your leader. He means well, and
I'll be right back.
it's just I know he's right because I'm not strong enough to rescue my dad. I know that. I wasn't strong enough in the prison. I wasn't strong enough when he was first taken. All my life, I've not been strong enough to protect my family. So he is right. And I know he's not my enemy. I just don't. This war with angels and elementals, Yato, what are we doing? Like, what is this? Like, we were thrown in prison because we were too good at magic, and our plane's been invaded. We've created a foothold, and now these beings above us and beyond us are moving us around like this just giant chess match, and we're just on the sideline, just doing what we're told, getting bamboozled by Faye, and I just don't know what we're doing, Yato. I'm just lost, and I miss my dad, and I just want to go home.
Um, Yato kind of pauses for a moment, and you see a bit of a sobering up moment where he appears more clear than he's been in the last hour or two of travel. Um, yeah, I think you're right. I don't really know what we're doing. Don't really know why. I don't know why we're pawns in the game. Um, and I'm not really sure uh, why we're pawns after all. Um, but I do think you kind of said it at one point. You said you weren't strong enough in the prison. You said you weren't strong enough immediately after. You weren't strong enough in different places. But I think there's a bit of an asterisk on that. I think you weren't strong enough yet. I think Cedric, as he is now, would walk right out of the prison. But Cedric back then couldn't. I think that you've grown as we've gone. Don't think that that's something to be ashamed of. Saying you're not ready to rescue your dead. I think I don't think things like that wait on you to be ready. I think they just sort of happen.
Yeah, I know. I know there's always more room to grow. It's just hard to hear it sometimes that you're not ready. But
Yeah.
I think I won't be a fool and just rush off to the next person in crisis. It sounds like Edaweda has a much broader vision and scope of what's going on that we can't see, and your people have done right by us. I don't get me wrong. There's no mistrust or anything like that. It's just like I said, it's just hard to hear. But I don't know. I may not be strong enough now, but I mean, if they still think there's a use for us, I mean, even in chess, pawns can take out kings if you position them right. And Edoedas seems like he's got a pretty good grasp on the board state. And I'm here for you too, Yato and Debo. If Debo wants to go into the Fae and rescue his kind, I'm there. He's saved our lives tonight, even coming from the sky. But I'm here for you guys, and I just haven't even asked about my dad because it is hopeless to me right now. That's why I never even brought it up here. But I think I'll hear Edowed out and your leaders and see what happens, and maybe before this life of mine's up, maybe we can make a difference, and maybe even just close the sky just like a little bit.
Yeah.
And get you a date with Trudy.
I appreciate that. Well said. I couldn't agree more. I think that you said something about pawns taking out kings, and I think there's a lot of wisdom in that. Uh, I think you've done a lot more than you give yourself credit for, and I think obviously I'm not your dad, but I think your dad might be proud. And I think the fact that people are trying to tell us what to do or trying to put us in different places, I don't know if I necessarily agree with it. And the rebellious part of me is like, no, don't tell me what to do. But I think in a way it's a bit of a compliment that we're valuable, so they don't want to put us up against something they don't know we can handle. Because if we don't come back, then it means something larger happens. So I agree with you. Your frustration's justified. Your emotions are justified. You should feel all of them.
Well, I appreciate you, Yato, and even
Bless you.
you, Debo. Like I said, if we need to go back to that pond and into that Feywild to get those turtle eggs, I'm here for you.
Yeah. Even if Big Ralphie is the father,
We'll kill him.
I think it's important that there's another generation and more turtles out there. We've become very good friends, best friends with one of them. So I'd like to see more.
Yeah, can you imagine that we're friends with one of the last few turtles on Earth? It's pretty.
Debo,
Turtle.
The
Debo
turtle.
looks up at the sky and he's like, "It's raining," and he starts crying.
I'll kind of grab him by the shell in the arm and just kind of pull him close a bit. It kind of stroke his head a bit and just kind of there. It's all right. And
So-
I think all of us are a bit wet. It's raining a bit wet out here.
Cedric goes, it's not raining. It's
Cedric, it's raining. Look,
He's like, it's not raining. We're just highly emotional right now.
No, we're not emotional. It's raining.
He goes in for the big group hug.
Oh, bring it in. Bring it in.
Bring it in.
Okay. Sure. Please don't pull out your penis.
It's not as good as Ralphie.
We're not Ralphie. You're Debo, and we're gonna find those
Alright.
turtle eggs, and we're gonna keep this forest safe, and we're gonna turn the tide on this war, and we're gonna do it well.
Yeah, and maybe one of us will survive and tell the tale.
Yeah. Well, and Yato's gonna get a pretty hot date with a mountain princess.
I would love to date the mountain princess.
I would love for you to date the mountain
My
princess.
optimism is waning, but I would love to do that.
No, it's gonna happen, Yato. It's gonna happen before my dying breath.
All right, I believe you. We'll kind of hug it up, and we'll kind of hang out and kind of shoot the shit and wait for a little bit and see what happens in that meeting.
So,
Would it be wise to long rest?
yeah, you guys want to end the day, long rest.
I figured this meeting would take a while. I'm a long rest,
Sounds
son.
good to me.
Yep. So you guys end the day. I need one of you to roll a d4 for me.
I'll roll it.
Get it.
I feel like I need this in my life at the moment. I got a 4.
Nice.
Okay. So you guys are resting in the cabins, essentially like a cabin that has been built for all of you when all the huts and stuff are being put together.
Mhm.
And the big fire in the center of the of this little community that has now been built out a little bit more. Who do we want to say is on? Is anyone on watch, or are you all sleeping? You think?
Debo will be on watch.
Debo, you notice the fire creatures that you pass, the mephits that you pass, these winged, long-nosed, goblin-looking things are now poking around the fire in the center of town. And they seem to just be like poking at it, just attracted to it. And you know, and as they are, you see that they're pulling from it. It's like a transfer of energy into it, and you see them form in their hands these like metal, not metal, but they're forming these almost fire gemstones. They're pulling out, and with a mix of ash and stone, they're making these black and obsidian-like gemstones with a living flame in the center of it. And then they're taking it and they're leaving back with it. They pull them from the fire, and then they make a little gemstone and they start moving away with it back into the forest.
I shake. Yato, Mike. Yato. Ah,
Oh,
I'll wake up. Bit of a headache, bit hungover. And I'll kind of look over and be like, Debo, wait, what is it? I just point.
All right. I'll look in the direction he's pointing and see the giant fire. And
Yeah.
Debo, what's wrong with the fire?
Not the
You s-
fire. Oh, I touched the fire.
You burned yourself?
Hanamo, this is not okay. I don't want to be here anymore.
As my eyes kind of focus and I'm like, rub the sleep out of them, look a little bit closer, I see the mephits. Is this anything that I like recognize immediately, or is this like strange behavior?
It's weird. It's definitely
Alright.
weird. Like they obviously get attracted to heat and light, but they making these gems and stuff is not something they commonly do, and especially when it looks like they're kind of making stuff to bring back because they're moving back and forth. It's almost like it's like ants grabbing food and bringing it back to a hive. That's what it looks like,
All right. I'll kind of. All right. You're right. That's a bit weird.
It's a bit weird.
It's a bit weird. I'll stand up and I'll kind of walk toward the mephits.
Debo's gonna follow behind you.
Are you doing stealth?
No, I don't think I would. I think I just walk toward them and see what's going on. See what they're doing.
So they kind of see you and you're not approaching aggressively or anything, and they just kind of passively look at you and they just kind of keep going on their business. I want.
All right. I'll kind of squat down, so I'm a little bit more on the level, and I'll just kind of ask one of them as he passes by, and be like, "Oh mate, what you doing?"
What language do you speak in?
We'll start with common.
You speak common, and he just like looks at you, and he like takes his gemstone and goes, and he runs away. He flutters away.
All right, and that didn't sound like Druidic or Orc, did it?
No.
I speak infernal to it.
You speak infernal, and you see them shudder as you start talking infernal. They're like, and one of them drops the stone in front of you, and it runs away to go make another one to go and take.
I picked the stone up.
It's warm, but it's not hot. And you sit there, and it flutters with a light on the inside of it. Roll me as you're holding it in your hand, an Arcana check.
Arcana, you say? Arcana. I'm great at these. That's out of the dice. I got a 14. Got a -1.
So you would know this stone is called, especially just from time with Sloth, this is called Ember's Eye. It's a fairly rare gemstone that is only made primarily by elementals. Like it's actually formed by elementals from fire and ash.
Oh,
and-
shit.
And you guys at this point have kind of understood that they are speaking primordial language because you've been around primordials from the elementals
Am I
in
awake?
prison and stuff. Yeah, I thought Debo woke you up.
Oh, I didn't hear. I thought he only wrote Yato. I speak primordial.
Yeah, whenever neither Debo nor I can understand him, I'll kind of throw a rock back at Cedrin to wake him up and be like, "Oi, come here."
I also hurl the gem.
Smack.
What the? What is this? I kind of look at it, feels like,
I yell, Cedrin, I found that.
that's awesome, Debo.
Some creepy guys made it. I don't like it here.
Is he still there making another one?
He ran back by the time you kind of like got it. He's skirting off into the forest, and it seems they've all kind of been skirting off into the forest.
That's great, Debo. Do you?
Wait, you said they're skirting off?
Yeah, they've been wandering back into the woods.
Do no other half orcs seem concerned about this?
None of them are awake.
I want to go grab one.
Grab a half orc.
No, I want to grab one of the whatever they are.
Okay, you go to try and grab it. You're going to roll. This is a grapple check essentially. So roll strength or athletics, and he's gonna roll his dexterity to try.
Athletics or strength? Either way, it's good.
It's roll athletics, and I'm gonna roll
29.
Oh my god! This method's gonna do his best. He needs a nat 20, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Don't use the
Silvery
blue
barbs.
die. Silvery barbs.
I got a 12. Plus 1 is 13. He goes to try and get out of the way, and you grab him, and you take because you're literally holding magma. You take 3 points of fire damage as you hold him there, and he's just and he's trying to hit you with the stone.
Cedrin's gonna walk over, seeing that Debo picked up a living mass of magma, and he's very curious about it.
Yeah.
He walks over and goes, recognizing primordial, I'll also speak primordial. Yep. What are you doing?
I found him.
Nope, talking to him.
He just sits there. He's still almost in this rocking motion, and he goes, "Followed scent from a magma back to the trench where all the dragons fall. Follow scent to the magma. Take treasure back to the rift in ground."
The rift. Did you come from the sky, little one?
To the rift with the rock.
Cool. Debo Yato, he is chanting something about the rift, taking treasure back to the dragon. Is this an Edaweda level, like tell the half orcs? I feel like this guy may have come from the sky, or maybe there's another portal. And I'm
Well-
hesitant to follow him because we got kind of reprimanded for following the last thing that came out of the forest.
Do not intervene. Keep. He's sitting there and he's talking to you and he goes, and he's just looking at you and he goes, big dumb turtle full of water make me want to just. And he starts hitting Debo with the rock.
You keep hitting him and he'll put you in the river.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
He's like, do it, pussy.
I just wanted
Uh,
to be noted that Mephit has a 7 intelligence.
What's he saying?
That's fine. He says you're very strong and that he's trying to wrestle you, but you're obviously winning right now.
Roll deception.
I squeeze hard.
he's just gonna pop.
Yeah,
Like
he is
a
actually. So I need both you and G to make dexterity saving throws as you squeeze him, and he starts to inflate against your grasp like a balloon. And you see he went from this thin magma-looking creature, this like little goblin of magma, and now he's like inflating and gets so rotund like a big old canary until he just pops. So what were the dexterity saving throws?
I got the first natural 20 of the night.
Same.
No
Hey!
way. No way.
But I
So
duck
you-
behind Debo and take no damage.
Debo just like catches it in his hands. It's like he tries to burst and it just turns into he basically has a snowball of magma in his hands. And he just caught it. And then the magma, the Mephit is just sitting there with his little wings and he's just turned into a ball of magma and his last words were just fuck and primordial.
I broketh the
You,
toy.
yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Do you want to keep holding the magma or do you want to put it down? If you keep holding it, you're going to take another d4 damage.
I set it down.
Okay. It sizzles and goes away.
Um,
The stone is also there. It's on the ground.
Cool. Well, better that than a fire elemental.
We should have kept him as a pet.
Kind of watching all this unfold.
We already have a basilisk, so we don't really need anything else.
I agree. Kind of watching all this unfold, and then kind of replaying the chant that Cedric told us he was saying. Do I conclude that there's another rift on the ground?
It's possible. He wasn't the sharpest magma rock around, but he said he wanted to take the rock back to the rift. So I can't imagine he might have tried to get back to the one in the sky, but there also could be one on the ground.
He had
That's-
wings.
He did have wings. You're correct.
I like
Alright.
wings.
I'll pick up the Ember's Eye that's on the ground so that we have like two of them. And I'm like kind of gesturing toward the forest, and I'm like, what do you lads say we take a little stroll and see where them little worker bees are headed?
Do we want to do that? Should we let Edowetta know? Should we let anybody know? Like your parents?
I
Parents.
don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem that dangerous, but
Neither
I
were the
suppose-
unicorns.
I suppose everybody works for somebody, so maybe we should. I'll kind of, I'll like poke ahead into my parents' house, and I'll just kind of holler at them a little bit and just be like, "Oh, we're heading into the forest. We're gonna follow some fire thingies with rocks. Bye." And then I'll kind of close the door behind me.
Bye, Mom.
I'll be like, "All right, we told him. Let's do this."
That's sounds good. I Cedric's gonna like pack a day pack this time with like a little bit of food and just kind of like an explorer's pack, just to like, especially after his little unicorn adventure from last night, he wants to be a little more prepared for
Cedric,
it.
we don't have time to pack. We got to follow the ants.
Oh, is the rift going somewhere?
I don't know.
Well, if we're gonna be out for a while, I just want to be a little prepared. I think we should at least bring snacks.
I like
We should
snacks.
use spring snacks. I'll grab one of the torch, or like a torch off of one of the racks, and I'll light it in the fire, and I'll just kind of have that handy so that we can like kind of head in and have a good light source as we follow the little method trail.
Yep. Yep. So you pack snackies
Good call.
and you got light and you start like,
Is it like early morning?
yeah, at this point it's kind of early morning. You guys are getting out there. You know, well, it's still like dark. It's not, I take that back. It's not early morning. It's dark. It's still night and
It's like 3
following
in
the
the morning.
trail. Yeah, it's like it's easy to follow methods. Okay, they literally glow in the dark. And like you just follow like drips of molten magma that have like fallen off of them, and as they're fluttering away, and right, they go back to the rift, and you just see that they are just kind of making this like line of they literally go to the rift and they throw a stone in and then they leave. And they're like, "Wah, wah."
Oh, is this the one that we saw earlier? Like that we
Mhm.
jumped across?
Yep, exactly.
Oh,
Oh, it
so
is
they're
on
just
the
tossing
ground.
shit down in there.
Yeah, they're just tossing the
Oh.
Ember's Eye down in there.
Oh,
Cedric, can I have my rock back?
no.
And you see, do you guys want to look down into the rift? Because the methods are fairly like passive. They don't really acknowledge you as long as you don't grab them, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll look down.
I'll hand one the info eye that I picked up to Debo.
I throw it down there.
You see a big maw open up of the dragon's head and it swallows the
What?
Ember's Eye. Yeah.
Fuck.
Does it look like an ephemeral dragon's head, or like a skull, or is it like a dragon?
To be accurate.
Cedric's having flashbacks of the fortress when they first came to the to the forest, and
Mhm.
how when the god like didn't hear his people and they were attacked by like a big black dragon way back in the day. Like that's what Cedric's thinking about right now is like, is this like the remnants of that dragon that's like getting resurrected right now?
No.
Okay.
Roll a. You can either roll nature or medicine.
Damn it.
Oh, wait a second.
Just something in
Yeah, I'm good at that.
intelligence.
Debo is a totem barbarian.
Nature
Is
is
he no,
intelligence.
he's
Oh, it is
Wild
intelligence.
magic
I'll
barbarian.
roll intelligence. I'm smart.
We have a artificer and a moon druid.
Yeah.
This ain't me, guys. It's on you.
You're a turtle.
I got a
16.
5.
I got a 16 on my medicine.
By 16, do you mean 21?
Oh boy, do I!
Got him.
Flash! Saved every one of us.
I got a 14 on mine, but I feel like the medicine check is pretty fire.
I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry. You said medicine? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
so I'm trying to look up accurate to tell you this. It is got like a big, very triangular head, but it's not built. It's not a black dragon. It's not a true black dragon. Its color aspiration is black, and it's got these eyes that light against it. But you notice that as it's swallowing these, what were the medicine check?
21.
21.
21. So on a medicine check, its wings are almost clipped and decrepit, probably from being down in the Underdark for so long it hasn't had much need for them. And so the wings do not make it capable of flying, and it looks younger. It's not, this dragon is relatively a young dragon just off of size. What was the nature check?
14.
14. I did research the Kuo-toa. I have referenced them. I'm slowly working them in here, as a possible thing the players can use. But the nature check tells you some dragons, mainly white dragons, are known for this. They have a pouch in their throat. They cannot process food without stones, like birds.
Like a
They
bird.
put the stones in and it helps grind up their food and process it as it moves through. And you would suggest that this is probably what they're doing, is bringing it these gemstones that are very hard and very sharp, and it's swallowing them to be used to actually grind up food.
Does this dragon look threatening?
Yes. I mean, it's a dragon. You can roll insight into.
I'll roll insight.
Okay.
The dragon seemed like a cutie patootie.
Does it
Or
like a
does it
baby
seem-
bird? You just said kind of like a baby bird, but like, is it still like a threatening baby bird?
It's very like, even though it's a young dragon, it's very large.
How does an 18 sound?
18. It looks content. It looks pretty happy. It honestly, like, you actually see a smile on this dragon's face as it's kind of getting fed these rocks that are going into it. Like, it's enjoying. You can see the glee it gets from seeing the mephits, and every time a mephit kind of drops in, it gives like a little jut, or it like claws the side of the wall, and the mephits like run away. And you see it, you almost hear it chuckle, this deep, just from down deep beneath. And then it sees you, and it saw you throw a rock down in there at it. Which one of you threw the rock?
I did.
And it looks at you and it goes, in common. You just hear it come out. Its mouth closes, and it goes, "Bring me another."
I start
Nope.
doing the dance. Ah,
Devo, no.
Roll performance.
and it's all right. 17.
He goes, "Go another rock, so I may feed once again."
Don't like that.
Guys,
Not a
I
fan.
have another idea.
What is that?
What do you think would happen if we fed him Bone Daddy?
Nope, I am not taking Bone Daddy out of my pocket until we meet one of the most powerful mages on this continent.
Oh,
Who's on our side.
that's actually a bit of an interesting point. Perhaps we should have told those 4 wizards we met earlier that we had Bone Daddy.
Well, maybe I will if they tell me where my dad is. A daddy for a daddy.
Well, it seems as though the fate of the world is not as not as bargainy as I would have guessed. All right. Well, I'm glad that the recommendation from Debo was feeding him Bone Daddy and not jumping down the hole. because I was a bit scared that was
That
gonna
was
be
option number 2.
that's
Okay,
a bit what I
so
was scared of.
Yato,
Yeah.
where does your responsibility end when it comes to the forest? Because
That's
it
not the
seems
forest.
that was my
Pointing down the
question. But it does have access to the forest. So
Yeah.
can you like druid close this chasm?
Oh yeah, totally. Here, let me cast Chasm Close level 5, and I'll kind of wiggle my fingers and then look at him and go, "No, I can't do that. Are you kidding?"
It was look, your magic's different than my magic. It was a question. Same as like doing like mend on the rift up there. It could have
Okay.
worked. Actually, you know what? I cast mend on the chasm to see if it works.
You never know until you try.
So, you okay? So you cast mend.
Yeah.
And it occurred. You're a smart man. Okay, I hate to tell you this, Cedric. Cedric, you start to cast mend, and you're like, "This isn't the right spell."
Yeah.
Technically, Cedric would know this. If you had the time, you can mold earth.
Mold earth would do it.
Mold earth. There are some. You do know that there are some spells that do allow you to basically like manipulate the earth.
Old Earth.
So are there any druids in the village that can cast the spell mold earth?
Well, Mold Earth is a bit of a cantrip, so it's extremely possible there's a druid who can do that.
It'd be really, really embarrassing if there wasn't a druid that knew that spell.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to shit talk on druids at all. It'd just be really weird if no one could do it.
Yeah, give me just a second. Kind of going through my list of things that I can do. I'll kind of look at it and I'll be like, I mean, I can make a wall of stone to transmute rock.
The
could
dragon
do-
starts clawing up the wall, and he goes, "Hey, big one, where's my rock?"
You're gonna stay down there forever.
Don't tell him that. he's not gonna like that.
What do you mean by that? He starts clawing
yeah.
up a little higher.
How far up how's this wall looking? Is it like crumbly since it's like fresh? Is it like crumbly? Is he having a hard time? Kind of like
He's
an
not
ant and
struggling
like a
at all.
shit.
He is not struggling.
Okay. Is there any kind of outcrop? You know what? Hey, you take one more step, and I'm gonna blast you.
Why the fuck would you say that?
Roll intimidation.
You're not gonna believe this. That's a natty 20. I do have a -1.
No, I said you have disadvantage, so you gotta roll it.
Oh, disadvantage! Damn it! No. That's a 1.
Oh no.
He goes, "Oh, you're gonna blast me, are you?" And he goes. He immediately starts charging. And there you see the shadows around whatever light may have existed from the moon casting down into this rift, as well as the light from Yato's lantern. The light in the lantern goes out, and the dragon disappears as all light is sucked into his maw. And he's just and he shoots a beam straight up at you.
Shit.
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
No. Please be good. That's pretty good. That's 19.
Yeah, you did it. You take this is the half. 25 points of necrotic damage.
Ow.
As it blasts you in this beam of basically tainted light as it comes out of its maw, and he goes, "All right, blast me," and continues clawing his way up.
All right, everyone, get down. And I
Can
whip
I?
out.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I whip out the horn of blasting.
Oh, shit.
Didn't I think we traded? Didn't we? Oh
I
wait,
don't
no,
know.
no, no. Was
No,
it-
no.
I
that
had
was the.
rod
Nope,
of
he still
rulership.
got it.
He still got it as far
Yeah,
as I
yeah,
know.
yeah. You're right. You're right. I'm
Absolutely,
sorry.
he
Keep going.
does.
My
Yeah,
goal
please.
is to help, like, the kind of cliff caves in a little bit,
Okay,
because
yeah.
it is gonna echo throughout that cave.
Aim it at the cave.
Okay. Well, if I just aim it at the cave,
Just roll damage. Just roll damage.
now.
Because it's gonna hit. You're gonna hit the cave wall. Like you're not gonna miss it.
Is this gonna be a 5d6 or a 10d6 type of night? Because made of glass or crystal. Okay, it's not glass or crystal. It's rock.
Crystals are technically rocks.
He's got.
I'll let you roll. I'll let you use 10d6 thunder damage.
Dude, that was
Totally
my
let you use 10d6
Mike. As
thunder
soon
damage.
as he said something, I was like, "Mike's gonna do something." I can feel it. I can feel it.
I gotta do it for Depot.
You
Yo,
know what? You know what I'll tell you? Because of his blast was so strong, it caused in the line, the like
my
line
God.
he made is crystal.
Okay,
Thanks, DM.
first 5
Thanks for
rolls
that one.
is a 6, a 6, a 6, a 6, a 2.
Dang.
That's the first 5.
So four sixes and a 2.
Yeah,
That's
here comes the
26.
next set.
26.
I got a 2, a 3, a 2, a 2, a 6.
A 3, a 2, a 2.
2, a
and a six.
2, a 6.
So you got 6 plus 3 is 9. 12 plus 20. That's 38.
With 38 points of damage. I will tell you, just from using the horn of blasting on the wall, it crumbles the wall, the line that it made gone. You see the wall that it's standing on, it starts to lose its grip as it's just crumbling in an avalanche of rocks. I need someone to roll me 8d6
I got it.
because he can't fly. I already made it known he can't fly.
8d6.
8d6.
Here's my
Alright.
other thing, Jim. This has a 20% chance to explode.
Yeah, I need you to roll a d100.
33.
Okay. 33. You see the rocks falling and gliding. You see the dragon falling back into there. I'm going to
33.
give 33, barely there. Oof. And as the dragon is falling back and the rocks tumbling on him, you see down below under the light comes back into the lantern. You see the moonlight descending back down into the rift. And as it does, you see the dust settling, and there is just a big rock slide underneath the remnants of it. And it's sitting there, and the dust settles. And right as it's about to settle, you see another Mephit come over, from up top. And he yeets one of those ember eyes down in there, and you see it hits the rock pile and just clatters down. And then bursting forth the giant head and maw of this dragon bursts up, rocks fly up out of the rift, and he goes,
I warned you.
"Right." And he starts climbing with more vigor this time, each digging in with exceptional speed. And with that, we will end the session here.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Don't do it. We have the high ground.
So 38 and 33. I need to know those numbers.
He's bloodied, right?
That would be 71. 71. All right, that is our session.
Sounds bloody to me.
Thanks for playing, guys.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
dude. I
The
completely
Rift
forgot I had the
Dragon.
Horn of
Okay,
Blasting.
sure.
Hey, the Horn of Blasting. I learned from last time.
That was pretty
I was so excited when you pulled out the Horn of Blasting. I was like, damn. Yeah, we start because I got to go to work here pretty soon.
Yeah, you're
And where this is just a good place to leave off.
perfect. I like it. Good session.
All right.
Good
Yep.
role play, guys.
Session.
Yeah, this was really fun. No, some good D&D session right there.
Great D&D session.
Needed it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, kids. Have fun. Have a good evening. Go get some
See ya.
rest. Sorry,
Yeah.
everybody's life has been stressful. Hope you guys.
It's just how it is.
are
We'll make
okay.
it.
If you guys need anything, let me know. Obviously.
$1 million.
Yeah, can you just win the
Win.
lottery for us?
Yeah, win the lottery.
I'm trying to marry into money, but it's taking some time.
Yeah, I get that.
Couldn't be
Yep.
me. I'm downsizing.
Picked up one of them street urchins.
I try to post when we're gonna go on my I think I have my Instagram linked, and then I'll post on Instagram when we're gonna go live. I'm trying to stay on top of that.
Yeah,
Um
I feel like
I
you
need
did
to
a good job.
find a way on Twitch. I thought about making a post earlier, like making a little Twitch video and doing a small live stream that I would go on, but I might do that.
You can also put a schedule on Twitch, so
That's
people can just
true.
go to your Twitch and see a schedule and know, like, oh yeah, this time every Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
do it because I am nowhere near consistent.
I try
but-
to be. I'm trying to be. I gotta make the time.
gotta-
'Cause the only days I really
Excuse
don't,
me.
and I don't really have time, are actually like the weekend and on Fridays, because Friday's date night, and Saturdays I'm running
Doing
that
live.
other. Yeah.
Yeah, we still good for this Saturday, my dude?
Yes, I actually need to send a text to the group chat. It depends on what time we're doing stuff, but this session actually lasted. It says 2.5 hours, so we actually.
Well, we started
Guys-
at like 6:30.
Yeah, we started at 6:30 and we chit
What's
chatted.
going on Saturday?
I forgot about a concert.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Jim and I are gonna go see Disturbed and
Disturbed.
Falling in Reverse.
Nice.
Baller.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll text the group chat and I'm gonna have to coordinate that, and then but yeah, good job. You guys actually got. I have stuff planned. I know
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do next session, especially after your talk with Edoetta.
Yeah, that was super fun. The RP was a lot of fun with Edoetta, and even just among the players was super fun.
Yeah, I like Fenwick.
Yeah.
He's something, man. He is something.
I was waiting for you to basically come back, and if you were like, it was totally up to you. Could have been like, if Yato felt like it wasn't a victory because Kes got away, Fenwick would have been like, all right, I'll wait for you to get your victory, man. Like,
Yeah.
but like because you were like, no, yeah, that was a victory. I'd be like, he was like,
Yeah, we smacked his ass. Then he
Drink
was like,
up,
hell
bud.
yeah, you're into the bargain, bitch.
mm-hmm.
Welcome to the rice fields.
Welcome to the garden, bitch.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was really
Yeah.
fun.
I
Yeah,
was like,
Fenwick's
Big-
great. I like where you're going with it, or at least like story wise, it feels really immersive and
So
like
let-
world building.
and I gave you guys some options. So let me know the directions you guys want to take. Do you guys want to pursue the Feywild and the turtle eggs? Do you want to pursue meeting back up with Edoetta and pursuing Arthur? Or do you want to pursue Trudy?
I think that's a decision we may talk outside, but my instinct tells me my character's gonna want to talk with Edoetta regardless. But my assumption would be we would go after Trudy because she seems like she's in the most imminent danger. That's
Good.
my assumption, but that's a total party thing too. Because at least from my perspective, the turtle eggs and Arthur Takoa, their stasis has not changed, and so their lives may be in danger, but they've kind of been in danger. Whereas Trudy seems like a new one that seems more active.
Mhm.
Like Arthur's already captured; he's just chilling, being tortured. The turtle eggs are in the Feywild, which are
It's a
I guess-
different plane.
yeah, they've been there forever, as far as we know. So Trudy seems like the one in imminent danger. So that one
Yeah.
seems like the most logical step. But that's probably Cedrin's perspective. Emotionally, he's going to want to go after Arthur.
Yeah.
But it's also going to depend on the conversation with Edaweda.
Hmm.
I would. That's what I would agree with. Is that I think a lot of it depends on Edaweda and what he says we are capable or comfortable handling, and if he's like, "Hey, there's a I don't know," because obviously those are like 3 personal quests to all 3 of us, and so I think that's something that we could discuss a little bit more, or see what he judges as the most pressing. And if he's like, "Oh yeah, I know who's hunting Trudy. They're a death squad and they're extremely efficient. They're going to be there in a day." Then obviously that's going to be extremely.
It could also be
important.
Kess and his bounty hunters.
Yeah, I could easily do that. So, because if it's like that, then I'm not as worried, because I'm like, well, we just kicked his ass and put his tail between his legs and wiped out most of his death squad. So I'm not as worried about Kess finding her right this second. But that's something that I can warn her about, and she'll be safer because of it. So,
But she's also someone that we needed to get to anyway,
Yeah.
because she had possible access to the city of Brass.
yeah,
So we were already kind of looking to get in touch with her too. But I do agree. I think the conversation with Edaweda is going to hopefully reveal some more information.
Yep.
But that's kind of where I'm at. Unless Debo's like, we definitely need to go get those eggs, which
Yeah.
time may move different in the Fae, where Edaweda's like, hey, when you're there, it'd be like, you could be there for weeks and it'd be like an hour here. It's like, you got time. Like, we don't know. So if we need to go get those eggs and let Debo incubate them, I don't know. I don't know how turtle eggs work.
Yeah, I don't know how that'd work either.
But if that's what Debo wants, I mean, I'm down
I mean-
for it too.
Let's handle the dragon problem first.
I'm not worried about the dragon. You just blasted him. Blast him again.
He's fuck.
I mean, you got the horn, right? Like, horn didn't break. Blast him again.
I like the cojones you got.
It's like, oh, you want some more? Let me play you the song of my people.
Check this shit out.
The world's loudest didgeridoo.
Bow, wow, 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 wow.
Where is my didgeridoo? Oh, I kind of thought it was in here, but I don't see it. Okay.
So,
All
that's
right,
kinda-
kids.
yep.
I'm hopping off.
Alrighty, I'll see you guys. I'm
Night,
gonna head to
good
work.
luck. James,
All right.
have a good time at
Bye.
work.
Love y'all.
Good luck.
Next stream.
All right, bye.
Toodles.
Night.